Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to review the Titleist Vokey SM8 wedge, and I'm also, whilst I'm here, going to compare it to the Ping Glide 3.0 wedge. So obviously I've done a review of my current wedges, which are the Wilson Staff model wedges, and I mentioned in that video about the kind of comparison that I felt I had between those and these wedges as well. To make it even fairer, I'll give these wedges a proper review too, as well as a bit of a comparison whilst we're here, and we'll hit some shots. So we'll start around the green just with some chipping, and then we'll go into some pitching, and we'll just discuss the feel differences, how they differ in looks, as well as performance. So we'll look at the spin rates and things like that. Let's get started. We've got 58 degree in both of these clubs. The Titleist Vokey SM8 is the 8 degree M grind, which basically is the more versatile grind. Very standard amount of degree of bounce in 8 degrees. The glide wedge that I have from Ping is the lower bounce, the thin sole 6 degree bounce option. So slightly lower bounce, but very similar kind of grind around the back, so it's a bit more versatile. Let's see how they go. Like the last test, I'm using the Titleist Pro V1X. So start with a few chip shots first. Feels nice and solid off the face. Feel the bounce of the sole working off the mat nicely. I don't feel like it's going to bounce too much. Let's have a look and compare it to the Ping. So like I said, this has got the thin sole option, which has got 6 degrees of bounce. So looks down by the ball are very similar, a little bit more of a rounded kind of head shape, and I can tell with that thin sole the leading edge just seems to sit much closer to the floor. Possibly hear that's a slightly firmer feel. Ping glide wedges are a slightly firmer option. It's firm, but it's kind of got a slight springiness to it, so you know, it does feel quite nice when it comes off the face. I'm actually quite liking the fact the leading edge sits so close to the floor. Plenty of bounce though, even 6 degrees, slightly lower bounces. Certainly not trying to dig into the mat. If we now look at these wedges from a full shot, so we'll really start to see if there's any differences in spin and in performance. So Titleist first. Plenty of spin on that one. Even on a simulator it's stopping dead and spinning back a little bit. Solid yet soft kind of feel to it. Again, looks behind the ball are great, like it's very classic, kind of tall chrome finish. Still plenty of spin even on a miss strike. Now I've hit some of the Vokey, let's switch to the Ping. Straight away that has popped up in the air a lot more. I didn't feel like I swung or hit that any differently. Maybe the lower bounce, getting that leading edge under the ball a little bit easier. Yeah, I mean, just 2 shots, it's immediately obvious that's launching higher. So as soon as the ball tends to launch higher with a wedge for me, I start to lose control on distance. That nearly hit me. Yeah, definitely launching higher, and it's seemingly because of that, it's carrying less distance. It does feel firmer, definitely got more of a spring off the face. I think there's a little bit more going on in the back of the head of this. The tungsten weight, it's almost like with that cavity maybe giving me that slight more spring off the face. So certainly launching higher by looking just by eye. Let's have a look at the numbers. I forgot to switch the colours over, whoops. But if you look at, when I deselect the Ping wedges that I hit, and we look at the numbers at the bottom there, I'm getting average 10,000 RPM backspin, launch angle of 32.6 degrees, and an average carry of 85 yards. So it's spinning at over 10,000 RPM, and it's launching at 32.6. That's a big difference. We're launching it now at 39 degrees, only spinning it at 6,900 RPM, so it's massively lower backspin, but much higher launch. So very, very different numbers and reaction when I go into the full shot of these wedges. So you can see there as well, much lower carry number because I'm launching it so much higher. So that's the 2 wedges, guys. So in terms of looks, I would be going with the Vokey, just purely it's a little bit more classic. I love the finish. And it just looks a little bit nicer behind the ball. In terms of feel, again, I'm probably going to go with Vokey. It's that little bit softer, a little bit more forged feel that I like with the wedge. You don't feel like you're getting any extra from the feel or the design of the club that you don't want there. Whereas the Ping just tends to kind of have a little bit extra kind of spring and almost like a little bit less consistency that you might just not want when you're looking at wedges. Performance wise, much more spin with the Titleist wedge. They have worked and evolved their spin milled face over a number of years, so you wouldn't expect really anything less than good spin with the Vokeys. The ping, as we saw when I got into the fuller shots, spin drops off considerably and the launch jumps up considerably. So out of both of them, I'd be picking up the Vokey all day long. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. You'll be notified of every new video I post. Thanks for watching guys, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.